SJ. Welcome to Mvskoke Radio, your weekly source for tribal and community news, interesting guests and discussions, plus a local events calendar. SJ, Estongo, Gary Fife, Jahu Jifkados, Mvskoke Radio, Mabo Aged Wedgeskis. Welcome to our program this week. Gary Fife here sitting in by himself. We have a couple of things here to share with you today, as we're sitting here in the studio with radio guts all over the table here of a beautiful 1240 The Brew, and that's live radio for you. Sometimes you just got to deal with it. We have a couple things, as I say, to share. If you were unable to make it to the annual Council Oak ceremony last Saturday, we have brought you the sounds of the occasion, and we'll be sharing those first on the program. And last week we were unable to connect with our source with the Dakota Access Project Water Protectors Group. Couple of crossed lines here, and we got fouled up in our scheduling. But we have conducted that interview, and we'll be sharing it in our second section. And finally, the Reintegration Project of the Mvskoke Creek Nation has a new program coming out for employment for its clients, and they'll be looking for people and seeing what they can do to connect them with some employment. So it's critical for someone who just reintegrating back into our society to find a job. So we'll be getting to that in our third segment today. But first of all, the sounds of the Council Oak ceremony on the 15th in downtown Tulsa. Let me get your name again and where you're from.
Kylan Mack from Fish Pond Ceremonial Ground.
Hello. Can I ask you a couple questions real quick?
Yeah.
Is this the first time you've done something like this?
No, we do it sometimes at our ceremonial ground. Like when east or west winds, we'll yaki for them. Like all the little kids and stuff, we all get on one pile and we start doing it.
How do you feel about doing it?
I was kind of nervous, but like I said, I've been doing it since I was 9 or 8.
What about now that they're asking you to do it at the Ceremonial Oak Council?
I think it's wonderful that they're asking me to do this, so we could keep on doing this over and over, so I could keep it up, you know, and so I could keep it up, and so I could like I remember it once I was little. Like people can remember when they was little when they did it.
Does it make you proud?
Yes, it kind of does. Yes, it does.
By the way, how do you spell your last name?
Mack, M-A-C-K.
Okay. Just like it sounds, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation,
Footstep, huh. Right, hey. Footstep, huh.
At this time, I would like to call to the podium Principal Chief James Floyd. You may be seated.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Council Oak ceremony for 2016. I want to thank, first of all, the Honor Guard for bringing the colors in, and also want to thank all the veterans who have served our country that are here today, and thank them for their service, because without that, we probably wouldn't be having this ceremony. So, also want to thank the Tourism Recreation Department that worked so hard to plan and organize this event for us this afternoon, and put a plug in for them. They're selling the shirts over here, the festival shirts, at the table, and so if you can, if you're interested, please make your way over there sometime this afternoon. Also, I want to recognize all the MECOs and ground leaders who are with us this afternoon, and thank them for what they do in keeping our people involved in the ceremonies and the faith of the grounds and the spirit of the grounds, and so the hard work that they put in all the time for us and our families. So I want to thank them for being here today. I owe each one of you. I keep my remarks short, but this is great to be here in this property, and it's great that I know that the mayor couldn't be here, but for the mayor and the city council to set this ground aside for us, so that we can always have this as a reminder of where we originated from in terms of our government, and as well as our traditions in this location, and set the initial point for the city of Tulsa. And so to have it preserved, I think, is great. And I want to thank all the city officials, if they're here today, for their work to keep this for us. At this time, I'd like to also thank each one of you for attending, your family as well, and hope that you can enjoy this ceremony and other ceremonies planned for, other events planned for this afternoon and this evening. So welcome, and turn the time back to our Master of Ceremonies, Javon Gouge.
Motto Chief. This time I do want to recognize the lighting of the fire, which is Mr. Raymond Milley and Ace Buckner of Albika. Let's give them a round of applause. With that, I would like to introduce our ceremonial grounds leaders from Albika: Raymond Milley, Duck Creek Ceremonial Ground, Simon Harry Felix Brown Jr., Fish Pond Ceremonial Ground, Hobai Mac. From Greenleaf, we have Bill Proctor. Hickory Ground, Miko George Thompson. Hillby Ceremonial Ground, Chabon Colonel. Beach Ground, Butler. Polecat, Boston Row. And Paige White. From Sand Creek Ceremonial Ground, we have Richard Wildcat. And from Tallahassee, Wagagai, we have David Proctor and Sam Proctor. And again, want to recognize Jenna Mack for the first call from Fish Pond. Let's give our ceremonial ground leaders a round of applause for being here with us. Also would like to recognize the speaker, Lucian Tiger III. He's here with us from the National Council. From the Tulsa District, we have Mr. Robert Hub. From the Okmulgee District, Mr. James Jennings. I believe we have Mr. Randall Hicks from Mvskoke District. I believe he's here. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't see anybody else here from the National Council. This time, I'd like to also introduce that we have Miss Mvskoke Nation, Miss Brittany McKay, and Junior Miss Madeline. Let's give them a round of applause. This time, I would like to call to the podium for the history of the Council of Miss Mvskoke Nation, Miss Brittany McCain. Let's give her a round of applause.
History. With ever-increasing pressure from Southern white settlers to increase the size of their cotton kingdoms, President Andrew Jackson readily signed the Indian Removal Act of 1830. The act ultimately led to the deportation of Native Americans from the southeast United States to the Indian Territory west of the Mississippi River. The 1832 Treaty of Cassetta ceded all Mvskoke land claims in Georgia and Alabama. With no more ancestral homelands in their grasp, the remaining Mvskoke people were forced stockades at Fort Mitchell, Alabama to await their westward journey. Despite treaty obligations and land reserves in the southeast, the federal government forced removal upon more than 20,000 Mvskoke people to unknown lands west of the Mississippi. From the summer of 1836 to the spring of 1837, 3,500 Mvskoke people died on the long walk that would become known as the Trail of Tears. The people of Loja-Boga arrived in Indian Territory in 1836. In a ceremony proclaiming their arrival and establishing their new home, they placed the ashes from their original fire at the base of a towering oak. This place, on a hill overlooking the Arkansas River, they brought to life a new fire. This site, referred to as Tulsa's first City Hall, is now known as the Creek Nation Council Oak Park, and it was listed in the National Register of Historic Places in 1992. Mado.
At this time, I'd like to call on Junior Miss Mvskoke Nation, Madeline Lamb, and she will be reading the history of Loja-Boga.
History. Loja-Boga is the daughter town of Tulsi, Old Tulsa, and sister town of Tulsi Ujina Hachi, Tulsa Cedar River, also known as New Tulsa. It is a descendant of Kusa and related to Hickory Ground, Okfuskee, and Tolomujazi. The common translation of Loja-Boga is Turtle Meeting Place. Another translation is Turtle Fades Away. As the city of Tulsa grew, disturbances in their ceremonies forced the tribal town to look for a new home. Unable to find a suitable site, the Loja-Boga took the embers of their fire and put them in their sister town, New Tulsa. Like so many of the original tribal towns, Loja-Boga became an inactive ground. But even so, the site marked by the council oak became important to the Mvskoke Creek tribe. 44 tribal towns resettled in Indian Territory, and now 16 remain active. They are Alabama, Arbeca, Duck Creek, Fish Pond, Greenleaf, Hickory Ground, Hillaby, Kellyville, Polecat, New Tulsa, Okfuskee, Peach Ground, Sand Creek, Iron Post, Tallahassee, Cromwell, Tallahassee, and I don't know this word. Today we gather here to honor our ancestors and acknowledge their struggles and contributions as we celebrate the people that perpetrate the tradition Mvskoke culture. Mado.
Next on the agenda, we are missing Mr. Mayor Dewey Bartlett that is unable to be here to read the proclamation from the city of Tulsa. So we'll move on to closing remarks from Principal Chief James Floyd at this time.
As we get prepared to close, I also want to recognize, I see we have royalty visiting with us as well. I want to recognize you here and welcome you. You're welcome to sit up here with our royalty if you'd like. And again, I want to thank all that have prepared for this event today. Each year seems like I have a little bit different weather today. It's like the wind's blowing around, but that's great. Again, I want to thank our grounds leaders and for all that they do to help us every day, and for the commitment they have to always be there for us. And so, their presence here is much appreciated. And so, Mado, we want to make those. And thank each one of you for attending today, and hope that you can take part in the other activities of this day as we recognize and come to a conclusion of this part of the Council Oath ceremony, and we prepare for the others this afternoon. And so for more details on that, I'll give that back to Jabon here in just a second. But again, I want to thank you all very much for attending this afternoon. Mado,
Chief. Also, the activities that will be following this event here at 3:30, we'll have the stickball, and all these will take place at the Tulsa Creek Indian Community Center. The 3:30 stickball game, and 5 o'clock dinner, and a 6 o'clock stomp dance. So we want to welcome everyone to please following this ceremony. We would like to invite everyone to the Tulsa Indian Creek Community Center for those activities. And at this time, for the dismissal, I would like to invite Mr. Sam Proctor to give us a dismissal.
Uskalakohalwe legiskat. Hayumi de masanan. Ididaka di doon. Pumadalagyangi alak ka na nuwan. Aso salida. Aboka ka di. Ang girilat. Mumatanado sa di doon. Yamabatsan. Ako sa di doon. Nazo si makakita. Ibuhos ka na istuas. Ibuhijajit. Ibujayijit. Honap sa sulgin, ade huyanin. Ayomi o gida, ito kalgiat. Momi datanit. Onham higusun. Istaman. Kumagat. Umidal vadowit. Migutap ka tuwalaka. Momi istaman. Tukubilayda doon no istuas numakan. Ito kalgin. Amgosin di po mili. Lagi. Bumata ako sa tangkad lagi. Bumitihos ka ako sa dispanwagit. Ibubagit o kalagit amalin. Si humadanoha di yas ka ako sa bakali. Ugidanoha hayumidahan na lalakalumakan. Singkomida jimiyaskat ispatskat uwiderun. Yoma Tihuman Hai Migurabi Joseph Govan Dispoyet. Amen.
We're talking with Principal Chief James Floyd here at the 2016 Council Oak ceremony. This is your first one as a tribal official here.
yes, sir. It's my first one to speak as Principal Chief. I was here last year and I've been here before. It's a great opportunity in my eyes that that we can come back to this location, which was really, I guess, our first official location, and now the city of Tulsa is built all around it. But I think that the importance isn't lost among our people, because it's great to see that we have young people here today. Even the call, the young man was 8 years old from Fish Pond. It was Fish Pond, he was from. And so that means a lot, and it kind of bolsters our hopes for the future, too, that we have young people carrying out traditions that we've had, and those aren't being lost. So it means a lot to be here today, and thankful for the opportunity to speak with you, Gary, and hope that next year we can have it even bigger. So,
What about the opportunity here to remind Tulsa that the Mvskoke people are still around?
I think it's very important, and that's why I want to thank the city officials. I'm not sure if we had any or if there were many here today, but, their actions a few years ago to make sure this is preserved for us, I think is very important. As you can see, the town's built up around us here, but to make sure that this ground and its designation as a historic site is maintained for us affords us the opportunity to come back each year and do the things that we've done since probably about 1836 when we first came here. So, long tradition. And I'm glad that we still have this land that hasn't been developed or disturbed. So, good.
Anything else you care to add, sir?
Well, I just hope that people, if they haven't, if they weren't able to make this one, can go out to the Tulsa Community Center on, I think, about 87th and Union and have the stickball game, dinner, stomp dance later. It'll be fun. So,
you got to play some stickball today?
Don't think so.
Thank you, sir. The sounds of the 2016 Council Oak ceremony in downtown Tulsa. Now, in our second segment, we'll be talking with Cody Hall from the Dakota Access Project Water Protectors. This was the interview that we lost last week, but we managed to catch up with him and finish talking with him. We'll be back with a third segment right after that, talking about a new program with the reintegration program. But first of all, Cody Hall with the Dakota Access Project Resistor. Mr. Cody Hall, do you have a formal title as it relates to the ongoing situation there?
Oh, yeah, just media spokesperson for the Red Warrior.
All right. Now, we're here in just about the middle of October. We've seen some situations where there was some good news for you in the government stepping up to halt the construction, and then the courts shooting down the Standing Rock Sioux's injunction against the project. Where do we stand right now as far as the Dakota Access Project stands?
Well, the Dakota Access pipeline construction crew are moving eastbound now. There was a 20-mile buffer zone that the Obama administration said that they couldn't work within this buffer zone, and voluntarily is how they put it. And as of the latest, that the injunction was denied by the courts, which has now allowed the construction crew to keep their efforts going east. Every day they're trying to make progress going east to 1806, which roughly we all know that where they dug up the sacred burial grounds just north of the Standing Rock Res and borderline. So that is the latest as far as what we are facing against right now as far as the crews moving eastbound. So we are, putting together efforts to stop this construction. So, every day that we halt construction roughly cost DAPL's loss of profit of $400,000. So we're definitely trying to hit them in the pockets and delay this project because the permit ends, I believe, on January 3rd. So if we can halt this project and they do not complete it within that permit period of a few years that they have, they're going to have to reapply and possibly, that the measures of that could take months. And so we're definitely, staying vigilant on our stance of why we oppose this pipeline and why we do not want to build it all. So,
what sort of actions are you looking at? Are you contemplating? Everything has been characterized as a nonviolent resistance to any further construction. What's being discussed as your tactic right now?
I really don't know. Those discussions are made with with people that come up with contingency plans and stuff. So I don't sit in on those discussions, and frankly, it's just a need-to-know basis when something goes, when an action is happening. I catch up with it as pretty much the rest of the world, and I'm on scene just like all the others that show up. That get wind of it. So, which is all right. Like I said, I'm totally fine with that. So I don't even know how they plan to stop the pipeline. I just know that that their overall plan is like many others, that they just don't want it built. And so that's the message that I push out to the people and allies and supporters, is that the flags and a lot of the tents and teepees, and then also there is the sacred ground camp where the burial site where the bulldozers rush through the sacred sites. There was a camp that was established there to watch over, to make sure that no construction is being built, nobody's moving on those lands as far as trying to proceed forward. So yeah, we there's quite a few camps, and then people's feeling is very upbeat. Everybody is staying on top of pushing forward, and still with the love and compassion that everybody is feeling at camps. I know a lot of people are just happy to be there, and it's a very upbeat feeling. It's a very it's medicine. It's medicine to the people there. So it's very inspiring to be out there. Seeing people smile and give hugs and just know that they're here for the right reasons. So.
How is the law enforcement community reacting? I believe, is that Morton County? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, we've seen pictures of armored vehicles and police officers in riot gear, semi-automatic to automatic weapons and shotguns. Is that the whole of their response? A big line of guys with clubs? I mean, if you look at it, I guess, from the outside, what do you see there?
Yes, they do. They do dress themselves in that SWAT gear. It's a fear-mongering technique where they want to stop people from showing up at these actions. They want to push away. They're the ones coming to these actions looking armed, with their semi-automatics, their shotguns. But we do not come with any weapons, and so to them, it's a push scenario. They're going to push us until we break, or until they think we're going to break, and then react, in defiance. But really, I have to give it up to our people who get pushed by these officers who are being pressed to that limit, that they don't react. They don't give an inch to these officers to strike force or insinuate some type of violent gesture. So it's a real good experience for all, but also it shows the level of strength within everybody out there, that even though that they're being violated, the protectors are being violated, they're being pushed around, they're standing strong through it all. And these are just little techniques that Morton County and the North Dakota officials are trying to do to break people, and but yet, we're not folding. I mean, it takes you back to the days of the 1950s and 60s of the segregation of whites and blacks in the southern United States, where young black men were sitting at a restaurant table, standing in defiance that they're going to eat here, and making their stand. And you see those videos, those black and white videos, where people are throwing plates and throwing cups at these individuals. officials are pushing people, behind the back with their batons, trying to have people react in a bad way, and our people just take it. Our people take it, and they stand in defiance. They stand strong, and like I said, that's the modern day 2016 image that we're living in right now. Is North Dakota is now the new Mississippi of the North. So,
while you're speaking about that particular time period, we recall images of police officers sicking dogs, attack dogs on, and we note that a private security force was hired by the Energy Transfer people to do essentially the same thing. Are those dogs still around? Is there a presence? Has there been any mention or discussion of them at all?
No, they actually, after they did the dog attacks on the people, they were getting a lot of heat. They were getting a lot of bad press, and they disbanded. Some of those individuals went back, to South Dakota. Some of those individuals went back, I believe, to Wisconsin and other areas that they were called from. And they quickly headed out of North Dakota. I think that they knew that they could possibly be facing some criminal charges due to the fact that we had the ACLU really pressing that charges should be filed. A lot of civil rights people were stepping forward and making it more public of what happened. And I really think it scared these individuals, and they just went back. They showed up, which was so smart of the people and the allies. But we had pictures taken of these private security people. Images started coming up. Within a few days, we had names of these individuals on this private security. We had their pickups that with the license plates. They were identified, and some of these people had criminal backgrounds. One individual was a sexual predator, but yet somehow hired by a private security firm to come out and use attack dogs on people. So it was very smart of our people and our allies who did the work behind the scenes and said, take a look at this picture of this truck. Here's the license plate number. Here is the person it's registered to. This person was at, on the scene with an attack dog, and they showed images. Really, it just it put the fear in these people, and they left, in a hurry and haven't been back since. So hopefully there's still a case that can be brought upon as far as using these dogs to attack, innocent people who weren't armed, who now live with the scars of being bitten, and so really it's these techniques that North Dakota, Morton County officials that as they back these individuals as saying that this is a need, that it was needed, that it was called for, it was called upon, and I really think it's a low class move by the North Dakota officials and Morton County officials to back people like this, and yet they think it's just it's okay, so which it's not. So
now, tell me about the support that you're getting. We're aware that I guess through social media that many indigenous groups from around the globe, Hawaii and others have come to support you. Who are you seeing coming into the camp to lend their support?
Oh, people from all over the world. Within the past week, we've had people fly in from France, the United Kingdom, Spain, Australia. People that just said, "Hey, I want to, stand with you guys as protectors of, of the land and the water." And a lot of these people have said that they're here until the end of the year, to the end of December. So we've seen it from all over the world, and this support. So very thankful for that, and we welcome those individuals with open arms, because this is huge. I mean, without the support of such gracious people from all over the U.S. and all around the world, a lot of this would not be possible. Just due to the fact that there's thousands of people that we're all taking care of right here. We're looking after. We're making sure that they're fed and that they're warm, that they're fed 3 hot meals a day. Really, it's just it's a humanitarian effort at its finest, but really at a small number, right? Or at a small case, because we still haven't caught mainstream media. We do every now and then, but they report it when they want to, and every week is a new feeling. It's a new tactic by the state, by DAPL, and we have to counterreact that. So we have to think of a way that they're showing this card, and we got to show a different card as well. And so, but yes, the support is by many, and even if it's sending care packages, or right now we're getting ready for the winter, and so we're requesting wool blankets and just warmer items for people. That the winters are harsh here in the Dakotas, and they're not forgiving. Like most areas of the country. When we speak of cold temperatures, it gets really, really cold here in the winter. So we're definitely at a high priority now to be looking after thousands of people who want to stand here and stay here, and fight with us so that this project doesn't get built. So it has me on edge some nights, because I do worry, about a lot of people that. Especially our kids and our elders who are out there, and my heart goes out to them, because it's just it's warmth that we're really seeking, and it's the shelter that we're really looking at to make sure that people are taken care of it, and it kind of falls on us, which I understand, but it's not that too worrisome, I guess, in a way, but in a way where we lose sleep, or I lose sleep. I just know that I'm doing my best to provide for the people that like I said, our elders and our kids, is to say, if you don't need these wool blankets right now, you will, and so please take them. Please take these warm sleeping bags, because it calms the nerves a little bit, but it definitely is of its serious priority right now that we think of long term here for the cold. So.
Right, there's nothing to stop the wind but a barbed wire fence, is what I've heard.
Yes.
Now tell me about tribal support. We've seen pictures with long avenues with tribal flags up on poles waving in the breeze there. About how many tribes have come to your support?
Oh, I believe we have well over 300 tribes that have, showed their support, come with their flags, and it's an amazing thing. I mean, not just here in the U.S., but, we're talking Canada, Mexico, really all of North and South America. And so it's an amazing thing to see the indigenous people from all over the world come out and show their support, but also bring their flag, or, bring a declaration. We've even had cities. We've had 10 metropolitan cities from across the U.S. take a stand with Standing Rock as they oppose this pipeline. So this is a really big thing, and definitely is of a scale that I've never participated in, and probably won't ever again in my life when this is done way down the road. So.
Right, once is enough, huh?
Yes. But you know what, man? I hope that our younger generations see this, and that they see those roles within their communities to step up be an advocate for women, children, and elders, and I hope that the younger generation is paying attention very closely, and that they have come to the thinking that, hey, I can step up for my community as well, and they become leaders for their people and in their community. So, if another one pops off somewhere, I can guarantee you that we have younger generations looking at this that say, this is my time, and I'll take lead, and so it doesn't fall on particular people or groups to take those stands. It's just it's a wonderful thing that we have our younger generation looking at this and saying, my time will come and I'll be ready. So and it will. There's this is society. Things are not easygoing every day. There's something happening. There's people that need help, and really it's up to us as people, as a human race, to really step forward and fight oppression, fight whatever it is that's happening to everybody across the country and across the world, to take these actions for the betterment of our people.
A couple of groups of our own Mvskoke Creek people have brought a couple of truckloads, from what I understand, of supplies up to the camps there. Have you seen and met those folks at any time, by the way?
Yes, I have, and it's very. They have brought supplies that are used right away. Whether some of it is the food that that the cooks have taken to the grill, or put in the soup pots, and so yes, definitely a lot of those items are being used right away. Some of them are being stored, for occasions when they're gonna, whether it's cooking a different meal down the road. So, or even with the school that's there for the kids to bring in, supplies and thinking of these kids. So yes, definitely, some people from your nation, from around that area, have shown up in such a great force that we're very thankful for all of the donated items that they brought. So,
did you get a chance to talk to them about why they chose to bring this support there?
Yes. They just wanted to do something that was right. They just wanted to help out. Just go out of their way to just lend that support, and because, like I said, that's one piece of the puzzle, and there's many pieces of this. There's millions of pieces, and everybody's bringing a piece that comes out to that camp. I mean, whether they realize it or not, they're bringing something that is well needed for everybody. That's there long term. So.
All right, now, Cody, I'm going to have to wrap this up. Are there any final thoughts or feelings that you'd care to share with our listeners?
Yes. As much as this progresses, I just want to say that if you can make it to Standing Rock, then great. But if you can't make it here, and the nearest actions are closer to you, then please support those groups as well. Mississippi Stand in Iowa. If North Dakota is too far of a trek north, then please, go to Iowa and stand with those people, because DAPL is now targeting Iowa as an area that they want to complete that pipeline through that state. And so definitely this is a call to action for all of our supporters and allies, and in that area, that please, if you choose Standing Rock, great. If you don't, and you want to go to Mississippi Stand in Iowa, please go there, because this is needed for everybody, and just keep us in your prayers, and just at best, like I said, just send your love and compassion our way, because people really need it. It's a morale booster for everybody at these camps to see the love from others outside that that send encouraging words or encouraging packages, because it does uplift people, and it does bring them back to the sense of that what they're doing is great and is needed.
All right, Cody Hall, thank you so much for taking time to speak with me here. We appreciate it, and we want to wish you the best in the effort that's ongoing, and hope that all turns out as it should be. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was Cody Hall with the water protectors of the Dakota Access Project up near Cannonball, North Dakota. And they are preparing to deal with the winter season up there, which can be brutally cold. So if you're still thinking of lending some support up there, I'm sure they can use it. All right, well, we have gotten late word here that our reintegration folks are not going to be able to join us, so we're going to take a break here, and we'll be back with our community announcement segment. So stay with us here on Mvskoke Radio on 1240 The Brew.
I started doing it when I was 11. I wanted to be just like my big brother. And some of my friends were already doing it. We got hooked fast. I just can't get enough. I'm Jacob, and I'm addicted to playing the drums.
There's lots of stuff that makes it cool to be Native. Doing meth isn't one of them. Find something better to do. Check out ncai.org. A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America and the National Congress of American Indians.
Hear that? That's the sound of Hope being killed by meth. Methamphetamine use is causing huge problems in our community. Hear that? That's the sound of something you can do about it. Events like rodeo, res ball, and family time can help keep kids away from meth.
Talk to your kids. Keep our culture alive. A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America and the National Congress of American Indians.
Learn more at ncai.org.
Who am I? Am I Native? I don't want people assuming things because I'm Indian. I just want to be me. But how do I live in two worlds? Some guys just check out by doing meth. But that ain't for me. Because I see my family, my friends, my drum making, my future. There are a lot of cool things about being who I am. And meth isn't one of them.
Learn more at ncai.org. A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America and the National Congress of American Indians. Who am I? Am I Indian? Just 'cause I'm a girl from the res, don't make things up about me. What if I move away? Then who am I? Some kids try meth just to escape, but then I think about my grandma, my little brother, my beadwork, my poetry, and I think, I like who I am, and I know meth is not for me.
Check out ncai.org, a message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America and the National Congress of American Indians.
One Fire Casino in Okmulgee offers Ladies' Day every Monday with $5 match play, VIP days for seniors on Tuesdays, lunchtime match plays on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and several other great drawings and prizes throughout the weekend. Don't forget to take advantage of spinning the wheel on Sundays to win up to $5,000 cash. Be sure to check out the daily meal specials at Council Oak Cafe. There are exciting monthly giveaways with extravagant prizes. Come and play at One Fire Casino, where it really is okay to play with fire.
Okay, welcome back to Mvskoke Radio here on 1240 The Brew, and looks like we've got another day when we're making it up as we go. But we'll try and make the best of it here. Now, we were set up to talk with someone from the Reintegration Project down in Henrietta. And as I said earlier, we had a late call saying they would be unable to join us. So we do have a flyer about that program, so we'll go ahead and share some of that information anyway. So it's attention Creek veterans. Now, this is for veterans. The Reintegration Program was awarded the Homeless Veterans Reintegration Program grant and is looking for any Creek citizens who are eligible for the assistance the grant provides. And you'll have to give them a call to get the specifics of that. It's funded through the Department of Labor, and interested participants should be able, willing, and capable of entering the workforce. So you got to make the little trade-off there. If you work, you get some support there. Recipients must be a veteran with a discharge other than dishonorable and be homeless or at the risk of homelessness. Some of the services they're offering include funds to obtain a GED and or offer secondary education to gain the skill set to acquire employment, counseling, vocational guidance, job search assistance, life skills, and money management. So if you or anyone you know would benefit from those services, please contact Deanna Votra, she's the coordinator, at 918-652-2676. So it's an educational program for homeless veterans, and it's designed to help them gain the skills to enter the workforce. So if you know somebody who fits those categories, tell them about their program. Okay, there. After 25 years, it's Step Out to Walk to Stop Diabetes from the American Diabetes Association. Walking to stop diabetes, it's our tradition. And you can leave a lasting footprint in 2016 to join the group at the University of Tulsa. That's Saturday, November 12th, 2016, with a sign-in at 9 a.m. with the walk beginning at 10 a.m. So you're invited to join Team Mvskoke Walking. That's main.diabetes.org/go-to/Mvskoke-walking. That's free registration, and the fundraising proceeds help find a cure for the 430,000 Oklahomans living with diabetes. The Warriors Honor Women program is still going very strong. As a matter of fact, if you look around our campus today, you might see a number of folks wearing purple. And their conference is coming up on Friday, October 21st at the Mound Building here in Okmulgee. You have a registration and breakfast provided by the group in the lobby, and their keynote speaker is Dr. Curtis Brungard, who is the founder of Janus Campaign, professor of leadership studies at Fort Hays University. Also, you get lunch, and the afternoon program will share presentations by Batterer Intervention Program coordinators, discussions of domestic and sexual violence, an honoring ceremony with some wonderful people being honored for their persistence, and closing remarks, Greek hymns, and benediction by Jake Jackson. So there is a healing forgiveness ceremony with a sweat lodge ceremony to take place at 6 p.m. at the Warriors Honoring Women Sweat Lodge. That's on the MCN grounds. For more information on the program, contact Monty Randall, 918-549-2806. And we want to express our support for their program and the wonderful efforts they're making. Do you have any old drugs laying around the house that maybe should be disposed of? Here's your chance, and the Mvskoke Creek Nation is working to help you take back unwanted prescription drugs. That's on October 21st. And that's on a Friday, the 21st, from 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Mvskoke Creek Nation and Drug Enforcement Administration. It's over on the Mound Complex. It's the 12th opportunity in 6 years to prevent pill abuse and theft by ridding your home of potentially dangerous, expired, unused, and unwanted prescription drugs. You can bring your pills for disposable to the MCN Complex Mound in Okmulgee here. But remember, the program cannot accept liquids or needles or sharps, only pills and patches. This service is free and anonymous with no questions asked, and you get to enter a drawing to win a Fitbit. Now, last April, Americans turned in 447 tons of prescription drugs. So that's taken them out of the hands of young people or someone who may abuse them, and children who may follow up and have even worse consequences. The initiative addresses a vital public safety and health issue. So medicines that languish at home are highly susceptible to diversion, misuse, and drugs. So for more information about the disposal of prescription drugs on October 21st Take Back Day event, go to the DEA Diversion website, or you can contact Mvskoke Creek Nation Behavioral Health at 918-758-1930. Now that's October 21st for your chance to dispose of unwanted drugs and things that may pose a danger in your household. Okay, there is a book drive that is wrapping up this week, as a matter of fact. The Mvskoke Nation Youth Council is coordinating a book drive that will benefit the Moro Indian Children's Home and Children and Family Services Program. That's in Mvskoke. They're asking you to donate new or used books at the Mvskoke Nation Youth Services Office at 112 East 6th Street between September 20th and October 20th. That's this week. And their offices are in downtown Mvskoke. We're near the Chinese restaurant there on 6th. So on the 20th, any books can be donated by driving to the council house. And for more information, contact the Mvskoke Nation Youth Services at 918-549-2557. And so they need all kinds of publications and books for all sorts of young people's reading levels. And who knows, they can be fun too. Okay, moving on here. For the students of the Eufaula boarding school, there's a reunion to be held October 22nd. That's Eufaula boarding school reunion, October 22nd at the Thlopthako Community Center from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. There will be door prizes, games, and a guest speaker. And they're asking you to bring a covered dish. And other things will be provided there. So you take Clearview exit off of I-40 to the casino exit. For more information, call Rosalie Bateman or Shirley Almarigi at 918-758-1332. Okay, the last one here in our ammo clip. Yuchi Heritage Festival coming up November 4th and 5th, and that will be at the Claude Cox Omniplex. That's over behind the Travel Plaza, if you don't know where that one is. That's Friday, November 4th from 6:30 to 11 p.m., starting with a traditional dinner, Yuchi language play. Silent auction starts, and there is bingo. On Saturday, November 5th, from noon until midnight, concession stands will be open at noon. Horseshoe competition starting at 1 p.m. with some prizes awarded. And raffles, 50-50, food baskets, and cake plates. Now, if you just like to donate to the occasion, they'll be accepted. And for vendor information, get a hold of Kathy Holloway, Felix Brown, or Wade Bucktrot. Felix can be reached at 918-504-0215 or Wade Bucktrot at 918-378-9385. And that's sponsored by the Yuchi Heritage Festival in Sapulpa. And they're not responsible for accidents or theft. No drugs or alcohol will be allowed. Okay, that wraps up the community announcements for this week. Now, if you're with us next week on the program, we're going to be looking at the Yuchi Fest with their sponsors coming in, and also we're going to have a little fun with Halloween. How's your Mvskoke vocabulary for the word ghosts or spirits? We'll have Rebecca Barnett from the language program returning, and we're going to hear some stories about the season. Your Halloween? Please call us. We would like to hear your stories, too. And, of course, some language about ghosts and things like that. So I'm Gary Fife. I want to say, Mado Mabo Hedge, it's good. Join us next week for Mvskoke Radio here on 1240 The Brew. Mado.
Everything you need to know about 1240 The Brew is on the
You've been
Brewhouse
listening to
website,
Mvskoke Radio.
1240thebrew.com.
Join us again
1240
next week for
KOKL,
more local,
Okmulgee,
tribal, and
Oklahoma.
community news and updates. Mado.